But yeah, Vanny pulled a Vanny for me. The main thing, other than the hack thing that we talked about, is that Miller decision. I was kind of confused. I really thought Cuevas was going to play at left wing because
Same.
I applauded Vanny for it. I thought it was a little bit of a weird move when he put him in for Paintsell, but he looked really good in the position. He was creating with his left foot, with his right foot, and he was quick and just he was present in the build of the play. And then he's benched for Harbour Miller, who we haven't really seen this season. So you've not only played Hack, who we have not really seen this season, you play Harbour Miller, and he doesn't do much. I think he had one or two dribbles that I was like, okay, that was pretty good, but it wasn't enough throughout the game. And then you take out Yamane, who looks frustrated when he comes out for Cuevas, where both of them can be on the pitch. It's not like we have to play one or the other. So he's creating a bit of a poor atmosphere in the locker room with that, I think. Leaving Harbour Miller on the pitch, sacrificing Yamane in a game that we're trailing, it doesn't make sense to me. It's frustrating. I feel like we played really good in some aspects. I thought Tommy, Royce were pretty good, really good, honestly. And yeah, Klaus didn't have his best game,
No.
but I think if Cuevas was in the positions that Harbour Miller saw himself in, he probably would have had some more chances, and we would have seen one go in the back of the net.
Yeah, so all the stuff that we talked about with Klaus was coming from St. Louis, there wasn't enough talent around him. He had a really good 10, but he wasn't fed the ball. And then in this matchup, we actively did everything to not have João Klaus get the ball in dangerous areas. And he wasn't, I'm not going to say he was good, but I can also tell you that if you have a DP, you rested him against, he came off against Colorado. He played a full 90 against Mount Pleasant. You knew that you were going to be down 2 DPs in this one. We knew that Mount St. Pleasant was going to have 10 guys missing. João Klaus played 60 minutes. That's unacceptable. We played 30 minutes without a DP. In the MLS, that's suicide. I'm sorry, like you can't win games without DPs. That's literally the whole roster construction. That's everything. So what's the point? João Klaus is one of those players that if you just put him in front of the net, eventually he makes something happen. That's what happened in the Mount Pleasant game.
I don't see, like, to your point, yeah, he's a DP, but regardless of that, he's a striker. He's our main goal scorer, the top goal scorer in the MLS. And we take him out for
a
guy that we need to watch his minutes. We need to manage his minutes just to be safe in a board meet, like wise, registration wise. It doesn't make sense to take out the goal scorer. Yeah, I can see the idea of putting on a fresh goal scorer to try to liven it up a bit, but he hasn't been good. Klaus has been the main outlet, if not the only outlet. Uh, it's appalling, man.
It is appalling. It's so frustrating because if you play good for 45 minutes and then one play undoes your entire game plan, like are we gonna act like we didn't have any type of solution? Knowing like what if we went down in this one? Like that seems to be the thing. Is like every time our plan A doesn't work, there is no plan B. Plan B is like for like substitutions and just hoping and praying that Marco Royce pulls it out of his fucking ass. Because that's what happened in this. And
yes. And Royce was cooking, like he was creating chances for us outside of maybe his corner kicks. I think he was pretty good with the ball delivery.
Yeah.
Why separate him from our goal scorer?
Oh god, this is the most frustrating thing for me.
I get that him and Nasi have like a little bit of a relationship, but you also putting Cuevas. What was the point of putting in Cuevas and taking out Yamane?
You're gonna take out the guy.
I think I would have preferred Yamane in with Royce if they're gonna try to tiki-taka the ball into the back of the net with Nascimento. But to put in Cuevas and take Yamane out the equation and leave Royce in, no Klaus, it's just I don't see a rhyme or reason to what he's doing.
No.
I'm not accredited or anything accredited, but I think there needs to be some idea of what you're trying to produce, and he hasn't come out and told us. He doesn't show it on the pitch when these ideas are displayed and these situations arise when we need a decision. It seems that he's making the wrong one over and over again. We're already losing ground on this season. We can't afford really to drop much more. I think
No.
um, it's a slippery slope. We talk about it all the time when we're talking about rival teams and when we want them to go down, but it's a real thing in footy. Like you can plummet so quickly in the sport just because of like compounding bad decisions, and it just seems like we're in that spot right now where it looked like we had a little glimmer of hope. It seems like everything is just it's like almost we can almost touch it, but we're not close enough yet, and it's all because of the wrong decisions rather than
Yeah.
poor performance as a team. It's individual error is the better way of putting it. It's been one player that cost us a game. It's been the manager decision that cost us a game. Like it's not that the team hasn't been good enough at times.
Yeah, someone on X, I can't remember, so sorry if I'm shouting you out and you're listening, was asking us what we thought of Wilkins's like roster construction this season. And my answer is this team is good. And no one's going to try to trick me into thinking it's not. I genuinely believe we have a good squad. We are just not utilizing it in any way, shape, or form that is worth the money that is being spent on it. When you are actively doing things to, we talked about this a little with Man City earlier, so it feels very reminiscent. But
Mhm.
when you're actively putting people in the wrong spots and you're doing too much, like that's what I feel like Greg Vanney is doing. He's overthinking it to make his his ideology work. Like this team,
This has been like this is my main issue for the past 2 years with Vanny is it's very reminiscent of my frustrations with Pep
but he does
at
it
City.
every game.
But no, but he's fucking Greg Vanney at the LA Galaxy. He's not fucking
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola at Man City. Like he does not have the leeway that Pep does in my mind, in most fans' minds. If you compare the two, like Greg Vanney cannot be afforded this. That
No.
loss we had right before he gets an extension, if that happened for City, I'd like even with Pep, I'd be all over the place because that's unacceptable.
Mhm.
Whether it was already in the works or whatever, and we talked about that plenty last year, so I'm not going to go too
It's not
much into
worth it,
that.
yeah.
But we need to see results now. This is crunch time for him, and that sucks to fucking say because the season just started.
But that's what we talked about. That was the whole lead in all offseason was the Galaxy needed to be good right away. And
Mhm.
through what are we, through 7 games?
I
7
just can't
games,
think
we have
the main issue is, like, I'm very frustrated with him, but I also can't put most of the blame on him because we've had 2 fucking red cards.
no, yeah, no, that's this is part of it.
And
Like,
so, like,
there
that's not fair. It's not fair to him to be like, "Oh, he has to get sacked because his players went fucking stupid mode in the game." Like, I can't give him all the blame, whereas last season, I think I could give him a little more blame. This season, it's been unfortunate, and his reaction to those unfortunate events has been poor, which has been our main critique of his throughout his like our time with the podcast is that
Mhm.
his reaction in matches to events, no matter what they are, is poor. Whether we're leading or trailing, he does not make the right decisions when a decision needs to be made. He can set us up all he wants. He can give us the right philosophy. He can be loved by all the players in the locker room. But if you can't adapt on the fly, then we have a problem because this league is not normal. It's very strange, and some of these games that we've been to have been it's chaos,
it is.
and you need to be able to survive that chaotic period. And if not, you got to go.
Yeah. This is a results-based business. It'll always be a results-based business. And I think through the early portion, the thing that's frustrated me the most is we continue, and I've been guilty of this a little bit too, is we just keep moving the goalposts to fit in all the shit that has gone wrong. And that's not okay. Like the standard setting needs to be somewhere. And I think we have a unique ability here where we're just fans just talking, where I don't want to move the goalposts anymore. I don't need to. I don't have a relationship with the players or with Greg Vanney. I'm not going to be a reporter. I'm not going to sit there and be like having to ask him a question, but I can ask the questions to the broader discussion of where we're at. And for
I
me,
still think we would ask these questions is the thing.
that's that's probably fair.
Like, they're not it's not disrespectful questions in any way. Our frustration might be coming out through emotion, but the questions we have are only for the good of the team.
Yeah,
And like you're saying, it's a results-based business. If we're not receiving results, especially from strange decisions, that's when you're able to be criticized. It's the same shit that we just talked about with Pep. Like, he said, "Don't question me in the Real Madrid game. You only question me when I lose." Okay, we gave him that. Then he makes another weird decision in the next game, and we drop points because of it. It's the same with Vanny. I feel like every game there's a strange decision, and at a certain point, like, we have every right to ask these questions, like, "What are you doing?" And as fans, like, I guess he doesn't owe us anything, but
no,
it would be nice to understand where he's coming from so that we could, like, if it's just something that the players need to work out, at least we're understanding of that. If this is him trying to put all the pressure on him and not have us come for the players' heads, that's a whole nother thing. But it's not looking good right now. And
I wish.
again,
Sorry, go ahead.
I think the last thing is, like I said it with City, is like it's only a problem if we don't have the solution.
Hmm.
I think we have all the solutions. It's the same fucking situation where I think we have all the pieces, and we're, like you were saying earlier, we're not utilizing them, and that becomes a problem in and of itself.
It just sucks. I hate playing the blame game this early into the season, but through every single podcast, we've been able to stick and point a finger at somebody. And I think that's just an overall vibe within this team is we are taking, and we did this with United all of last season. It's the one step forward, two steps back every single time. We win a game 3-0, we do something different, we draw, two steps back. We
I think they
go to
have us.
Colorado, play better.
Yeah,
Peck shoots himself or shoots us in the foot, two steps back. We beat Mount Pleasant 3-0. We then again change the lineup, two steps back, and we lose 2-1. I think people need to understand that Kansas City side is shit. They are shit. They doubled their goal tally against us for the season. I'm so frustrated, and that for performance
they have us
frustrated.
desperate, man. This is the main issue, is that we get excited whenever they win a game. Doesn't matter who the competition is. And we saw two sizable wins, one against a very poor Charlotte side that their own coach came out and said this is not working yet and it's going to take time. They were not up to speed. And then we play a team that doesn't have 10 out of their 11 starters, who, even if they did, do not match up on paper to our team.
Yeah.
And that's the dopamine rush we get. So then we're looking forward as if progress is linear, and it's not. Especially at this time with our club. Like, I think we all need to lower expectations. I think we had higher expectations. But with the current situation, I'm not saying the team isn't able to do better, but with the current situation of the squad, like, why are we expecting greatness when we haven't been given any glimpse of that? I think we've seen
Yeah.
nice moments and the team clicks at times, a player shines, but as a team, I am less convinced now that we got it going. We need to be able to do it consistently throughout a 90 minutes. And the longer it takes to get to that point, the worse off we are.
Yeah. I struggle because I can't even cling on to one thing that has been consistent. The only consistent thing that has worked this year has been that midfield three.
Hey,
We've won
Glenn,
2 games in Glesnes, and but we actively are not putting, like, why is that midfield three? Like, even if I put the idea out and we talked about it playing a little more narrow and putting Royce in front of them, like, why are we not doing the things that work? Why are we choosing to not, like, why are we trying to work through the nuts and bolts when There's no reason when you found something. Like, at least have some confirmation bias, right? And be like, we're gonna trot out this midfield three every game until it doesn't work. Like, to the point we talked about with United, we're doing a lot of comparisons because I think that they kind of mash up well. But Carrick came in, he found a lineup that worked, and they went on like a 4-game winning streak, and he didn't change it until it ultimately didn't work. So why are we choosing to continually switch things up? Change it, like you talked about it. Cuevas has played right back, left wing, right wing. Hack has played DM, left back or left center back, right center back. Glesnes is getting taken out of lineups he shouldn't be. We're playing like how many different center back rotations have we had? How many different full back rotations have we had? I can't stick to one thing so far this season and gone, that has worked, and I have evidence of it working. We're 7 matches in. That's a big sample size.
No,
7.
I disagree with that somewhat because I do think there's shit that we've seen that works, but to your point, like we hasn't repeated. We've only seen it once, and then we don't see it again.
Yeah.
Or
But
like as a full, I don't know.
the stuff
It's
that has
mind
worked has not been red card dependent, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, Yoshida and Glesnes has worked. We
Mhm.
know that. The midfield three has worked, and we know that, and it's not because there has been a red card. Because like Paintsel came off in the game, or didn't play in the Mount Pleasant game, but he played in the other one, so we know that it works regardless of who's in front of him. We know that back pairing is good because Glesnes is good. So why I just don't. It feels like every turn that we're taking is just the wrong turn. Like, GPS is telling you to go left, and we're pushing it right because we think we can get there faster. If does that make sense? Like, you're like, I know the
No,
map
it
better
does.
than the
I
GPS.
pictured you. I pictured you looking at your GPS and being like, "No, the opposite direction is better."
That's what it feels like. It feels like we're going into oncoming traffic because we think we know better. And that's where I'm finding frustration. And maybe it's just pouring out because I think SKC are shit. And the fact that they beat us makes me angry. And the fact that Jovic scores on us every fucking time because he's awesome also hurts.
I go back to I don't understand. I, I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't know. At this point, I have nothing nice to say, so I won't say it.